Had some thoughts about those ancient gods, little g gods, that anyone who's come to be awoke, which maybe is the same as being enlightened, right? Share some things in common with those little g gods. And even Christ says to his disciples and those who believe, do you not know that you are gods? Like us, they didn't ask to be born. They were just born, right? Like us, they were in the world and not of the world. They were never part of the original formulation of creation. They were the offspring of the angels and the daughters of men, right? So, those were the giants. Look at Greek mythology, Roman mythology, same thing. It talks about, the birth of Zeus. That story alone contains the information about all of them, really. That whole pantheon that already existed at the time that Zeus, fulfilled his fate, because his birth was prophesied as well as him defeating his father. And he freed his siblings in the process, and then they collectively took out the rest of the Titans. This is what they say, so why wouldn't that be the case? It's in coherence with the original sentence given by God through Enoch to the fallen angels. Look all this stuff up. But would I give them credit for it? No, I don't consider them to be gods any more than I consider myself to be one. But if the Lord said that, it must mean something. Regardless of the scandals of all the drama that they got caught up in, this life is dramatic. Being alive here, right, in bodies containing flesh, experiencing emotions. One thing when you're a person walking around, another thing if you can throw lightning bolts. But they stood against darkness. Part of their prophecy, right? They all stood against darkness. Sometimes they may have displayed darkness because, again, like anybody that's truly walking the right path, to light and dark. But they fought the monsters of their days, right? They destroyed the darkness. They stood in the gap. They did their best with what they had, and give them credit for it. The other thing about that whole thing, they claim that, Saturn, the planets outside of the Earth, are somehow the heavenly bodies, heavenly representations of chiefly the Titans, and I think the three-head. Well, I don't know, Zeus is definitely represented, I think, by Jupiter. Anyway, they also claim that some of the constellations of the closer stars are like somehow the transferred essence of these demigods when they passed. And I believe that to be true. Obviously I can't prove it to you. Here's this thing that says this is absolutely so. It just makes sense to me that it is probably the case. And what I like to think about the stars is at least those close by ones, those constellations, it's like it goes into the Earth, right? And then the Earth is like a generator. obviously it has its own energy and its own force, what we call it alive or not. But you think of a plasma ball where the light goes out to the outer sphere, and then the dots are there where the arcs of energy meet the outer sphere of glass or whatever. So to me, that's what's happening there. The energy goes into the ground, and then represents only the strands of light are not visible. Anyway, blessings, everyone. Take care.